So, first of all, thanks for this invitation. I will tackle the problem of today a bit from an opposite side of what Alain has done before. Alain has showed how interesting and beautiful things can be when high-quality content and platforms are provided on a standard level. As a researcher, I provide a bit of an opposite view because I work especially on an individual level, and my practice usually to select tools and practices and to try to recombine them in a different way so as to create something new and especially adapted for the specific context in which I or we are working. I'm a member of Wikimedia Belgium and Italy, and I will combine a short presentation of what we have done, I have personally done. There is also another logo of WeLand, which is an association in Piedmont, Northwest Italy, which I co-founded, and with which we collaborate on a regional level with Wikimedia project. I put this even if it is much lower on level, but it shows also how we have tried to work by being rooted on a local level to reach out and engage as many people as possible. I've taken part in last year in 2 Europeana task forces, one concerning creating local networks and one the Europeana for education. I've put there some references. In a way, I start from this and to reflect upon what Wikimedia volunteers can do to get for Europeana, but especially together with Europeana in schools. Well, like, what can Wikimedia volunteers do? Well, certainly they know how to use platforms, wiki platforms, and they have personal experience in projects which are meant to promote in openness, multilingualism, reuse, co-creation and curation of material with generally, as I have experienced, with a bottom-up experience. Usually we do pilots in a school or in more schools, and then we try to provide guidelines, repeat, readapt. Of course, there is an established interaction with cultural heritage institutions, with educational institutions, with policymakers. And again, I think that my experience, which is mainly related to active action on a regional level, reflects actually the best potential of Wikimedia volunteers who come from a certain region and act bringing their own context, their own knowledge. I think that Wikimedia volunteers together with Europeana can provide a win-win interaction because we are both interested in helping teachers and students to have access to and make good use of open digital cultural heritage for education. Here there is a case of what I have personally done in 2014-15 in Asti, which is a small town, like about 60,000-70,000 inhabitants in Piemonte, where I come from. So basically, this was a bit of a follow-up of Wiki Loves Monuments, which is like an event, a photographic contest where people are invited to take pictures and share them on Wikimedia Commons. Pictures of monuments. So after 2 years we had done this on a local level, we decided that it was time to go one step further and to reuse, in a way, the pictures, but also to produce new ones and to use them to enrich Wikipedia pages that were related to the local cultural heritage. So what have we done? We have discussed with Wikimedia Italia to start a training for teachers that were interested in taking part in this project. I also followed the training so that I could later on do myself the rest of the job. Then the project was divided into steps. The first step, which is at top left, we provided the training to learn how to use the MediaWiki syntax directly in schools with the classes. By then, the classes together with their teachers had decided the topic on which they would write a Wikipedia page or a Wiki Voyage page. For instance, like 2 classes together, they worked to write the Italian Wiki Voyage page for ASTI concerning all the museums, the monuments, etc. Whereas the class you see on in the other picture is a class that decided to work to create the page of a small museum. The page didn't exist yet, so they got in contact with the museum. They had a special condition for a visit in the sense that they were guided, but they also could have access to things that usually were not to be seen. They took pictures. They used their own pictures, which were uploaded on Wikimedia Commons, and also other pictures from Wikilove's monuments to create the page. We also taught them how to use a very simple tool, QRpedia, to create a QR code that would connect with, the visitors in the museum to the page, the Wikipedia page they had just written. An idea which is still to be developed is to train them also with a gentle introduction to mapping. Here, for instance, we have really a level 0 in the sense that UMap is a free, is an open source software based on OpenStreetMap, through which the students, without knowing how to use GPS, they can locate points of interest and annotate on the right, so that they can create a map. It is a way, so to say, it's a compromise. There was no time and not enough knowledge on the side, especially of the teachers, to go one step forward and do directly with OpenStreetMap. So we agreed with like the people that administer Wiki Voyage in Italy, that they would get this rough material to transform it into an OpenStreetMap. And for this first time, it would suffice, because in any case, the students had already the experience of doing this kind of activity. This is an example of what Wikimedia can do in schools in Italy, but also in Belgium. And of course, I will make the presentation available. And here you have a link to the Wiki Education project in Belgium, if anybody is interested in getting on board. As I said, OpenStreetMap can be another platform to be used. But in this case, we should think already of training the teachers and the students first on the MediaWiki syntax, and second on OpenStreetMap. So we can think of this, but let's say on a second level, or like, for instance, like here too after the first collaboration, or with schools that have already a good level of digital literacy. Another very interesting platform, which we are thinking of implementing in didactics, in participatory didactics in schools, is Wikidata. So the database. In this case, what the students would do is not only writing or improving pages, but they would work enriching the metadata and linking wiki pages on a certain topic. Well, just now, while we are talking, there is still an important campaign, which is an important case of collaboration between Europeana and Wikimedia. As a part of the project of the campaign Europeana 280, the Wikimedia Art History Challenge has been launched. What can participants do? They can add Wikidata labels and descriptions in their own language concerning the 280 artworks that have been selected. They can improve, write anew, translate Wikipedia pages on the cultural heritage item related to Europeana. So this is still just a campaign. And I think it's a very interesting and inspiring pilot. But if we want to do something which is more engaging and in the longer term, and also for a larger amount of people in the schools, I think that we have to softly but firmly move from short campaigns, which mainly involve GLAMs and usually work with editathons, to making a sort of a method for developing school modules. So exactly what we see now with the Wikimedia Art History Challenge. We could do it in schools, selecting artworks, national artworks, or local artworks, or whatever the scale we want to decide, and deciding that at least a certain part of the curriculum will lead to this kind of workshop, where students will write or translate or improve pages of Wikipedia, and then they will learn how to work with Wikidata to connect them. How I see the collaboration of Wiki projects with Europeana in participatory didactics. I think that first of all we have to empower teachers and students with the knowledge to use the platforms, to have access, to understand that there is indeed an added value in what in the tools that they are provided nowadays. We have to start also working, of course, with the class, with teachers, to customize modules, because as also Alain said, in schools we have to work with curricula, so we have to try to find a way to develop a way of working which is fit for their requirements. Of course, we have to tutor the activity. And when this is going on and it's working, we have to give visibility to what's happening, to the results, and possibly establish a network between those who have shared this kind of experience so that we can scale up, reproduce, adapt, and especially get more people on board. Yeah, that's something we are currently reflecting upon with Wieland and Wikimedia Italia, how we can integrate this kind of participatory didactics in a system that can also bring money to do this project, like for instance Erasmus+. I'm just showcasing a few examples in a very theoretical way what we are thinking about. For instance, as for the K1 action, which refers to either young people who go abroad or teachers or youth workers who go abroad, we can propose, together with other partners, collaboration with the national Wikimedia chapter as an informal training. We can also train teachers and youth workers to develop and test a Wiki plus Europeana module in a school abroad. Very interesting, I think, also is to use workshops based on Wikimedia and Europeana platforms and contents as trainings, non-formal trainings, which we could also insert in a K3 action, which is the structured dialogue with policymaker. And I think that with the philosophy of learning by doing, students can, young people can experience through this kind of workshops the potential of digital tools, of course, the challenge and risks, the weak points of digital divide, mainly, I would say, as for knowledge, for what they can do, because in general, in a digital lab in a school, we already have the connection to work on this. But also the role of humanities and cultural heritage in the building of a profile of young people as the active participants in the European work market. And this reading is in line both with the societal challenges expressed in Horizon 2020 and with the ongoing cycle of the structured dialogue till June 2017, which is entitled Enabling All Young People to Engage in a Diverse, Connected and Inclusive Europe. Of course, if you think of this possibility, you have also to think of the way you can give some concrete results. Youth Pass is a possibility. Youth Pass is the document that youngsters themselves can write about what they have learned during Erasmus Plus project, and participatory didactics based on Wikimedia and Europeana collaboration would fulfill the main lines of a Youth Pass: communication, creativity, digital competencies, learning to learn, adaptability to new tasks and environments. So in the last part, I stopped talking about, as a representative of Wikimedia, I talk about, from my viewpoint. Basically, 3 years ago, I started collaborating with Wikimedia because I saw the interest of learning the way they were working to promote participatory didactics in the school and university also where I'm working. It was relatively easy to explain what it was about. Currently to me, it's still not so easy to explain teachers how they can interact with Europeana. And it might be still my lack of knowledge, and I'm very curious and really eager to learning more so that I can include this in my way of projecting activities. But it's also a bit difficult to just tell them, go on the Europeana platform and discover yourself, because they don't come across, they don't get out what they're looking for, and they get frustrated. So like in a way, yeah, just to synthesize in a too simple way, Europeana is a treasure, but we as Wikimedia volunteers or like people that work also with schools, we do not know what to look for. So we have to, I think that a priority, which was also something we were talking about in the Europeana for Education task force, is certainly improving discoverability and making it as possible school-friendly. I think that also providing models, like for instance what we have in Historiana, is a useful thing, because you show people what they can look for. And then the human contact. Europeana is a treasure, but we don't know how to start working with it. I think that, like, if you read the Wikimedia Europeana task force recommendations, you already see this idea of collaborators, of coordinators that help connecting the different stakeholders. What we still need, I think, is a list of recommendations that add to this environment also the schools with an active role. Fighting biases, I mean, like that we need to have a clear-cut presentation so that for instance, when I talk with teachers, I say, hey, why don't we use Europeana to develop a module of participatory didactics? I can reply to what they say. If they say things, and they often say, digital tools are difficult. I don't have time to learn. The Wikipedia is something which has bad content, etc., etc. So, I think that cooperation in these terms between Europeana and Wikimedia can mutually enrich our experience and the possibility of reaching out. I think that the potential of the digital tools doesn't come across if we don't add the mutual trust that is generated by the collaboration on the hands-on level. On the top-down level, I think that the high-quality pilots, the platforms that we have nowadays, show clearly what our vision is and the potential. But we have also to combine this with the bottom-up approach, and secondary schools are probably like a paramount example of all the problems and challenges we have to deal with if we want to spread the use of this potential. That's it. I'm very curious about what will come later. By the way, very interested in the Cyprus archaeology, because it's also related to what I'm doing. Thanks for the attention. If there are questions later.